I made over 500K last month, managing over 100 Airbnbs. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I did it, starting with no upfront money and no experience. So hopefully you can do the same. The best part is I'm managing them 100% remotely. So let's get into it. And just so you know that I'm legit, this is my current dashboard, 530,000 for the month of August 2025. If we pull it up live, this is what my current dashboard looks like. We can refresh the page at the top. Just refresh the page. That's the last 30 days. If we go to last month, then click apply, and it'll pull up $530,000 net revenues. This is after Airbnb fees, over 400 bookings, over 1,000 nights hosted. The average payout over $1,000 per booking. So how did I get started in the Airbnb business? My dad is an accountant. Here's me, my dad. He was doing the accounts for someone who was in this space. They were doing Airbnb management and a thing called rent to rent. So in late 2019, early 2020, he introduced me to one of his clients in the accounts. And through that, I invested myself in a small mentorship, and he taught me how to do the Airbnb management. I was actually sailing for Great Britain at the time. So this was a side hustle alongside my Olympic sailing campaign. I was aiming to go to the Paris 2024 Olympics, but unfortunately missed out. So in 2023, I stepped full-time into my business, which was now running fully remotely. And the crazy thing about all this is I literally had £5,000 to start, but it literally had no upfront cost. The business I got into, Airbnb management, does not require any capital to start up. And that was the best part about it. It just meant that I could start without having to put loads of money down. So in 2020 is when I first got my first deal. There's my dad here, super proud. And then I was doing the whole business alongside my Olympic sailing campaign. And this is me now living my best life. So I went full time into my business in late 2023, early 2024. And now I'm just in the Airbnb management business. But I set up the business alongside my sailing, so you can easily do it alongside a 9 to 5. And I was working in the evenings, working in the mornings. So how does the business actually work? How can you get started with Airbnb management? The crazy thing about this business is that it requires literally zero upfront capital. The first thing you need to do is just find a landlord. So you need to find a property owner with an Airbnb or a current rental. Then you need to pitch the offer. So you're pitching Airbnb management, and that is where you take a percentage fee of the gross revenue to manage the property for them. Managing the property we'll get onto in a second, but you normally take between 14% to 22% plus VAT and depending on what country you're in to manage that property for them. Then once you've got them on board and you've pitched the offer and you've closed them, you list the property on Airbnb, Booking.com, Vrbo, all these different platforms to maximize visibility. And then it's down to managing the listings. So all you need to manage is the guests checking in, checking out, the cleaners going in when they need to go in, when the guest checks out and the guest checks in, and the maintenance teams. The crazy thing, this is going to be fully remote and you don't have to pay for any of this. All the costs in Airbnb management are the landlord's costs. You don't have to, all you have to do is be able to sell the offer. So you need to know what the offer is to pitch them. But the guests automate messages, and VAs can handle the guest messages and guest calls. Cleaners, you just get them on the right systems, build the right processes, and they will know when to go in and go out. And then maintenance team, same thing, outsourced to a maintenance company. And as long as on the right systems, they will know what they need to do and when. And it's just a case of repeating the process. You need to scale, get more clients, and it's a full loop. So you go back to the start, finding a landlord. The crazy thing about this is that none of it requires any money to start with. You actually get paid to take a property on. Once you find a landlord, pitch the offer, you'll charge an onboarding fee to put in the small amount of work it takes to get the property live, etc. And if the property isn't actually set up as an Airbnb, this is where you can make even more money, and you can charge up to $2,000 just as a staging fee to actually stage the property for them. So that means that not only are you getting paid an onboarding fee of about $500, you can also charge a $2,000 staging fee or interior design fee. So you can get paid $2.5K before the property even goes live. And then going forward, each property will make you about $1 to $2K a month, depending on the size and the location. So let's just run through my first deal. How did I get my first deal? I got my first deal through a letting agent. They passed me, the landlord, over to me. Again, you don't have to start with any upfront capital. That was the crazy thing. And at the start, when you're trying to get your first deal, you just need to be super repetitive. You've got to keep knocking on doors, if pardon the pun. I reached out to agents looking to partner with them, asking them, do they offer an Airbnb management service? And if they don't, could they refer clients or landlords or owners who wanted Airbnb management to me? So letting agents would sit in the middle, and they would refer landlords who wanted Airbnb management clients to me. I would then manage the property, give a small fee to the letting agent once the deal was actually closed. But again, there was no money required from me because the landlord would pay me an onboarding fee. Part of that fee would go to the letting agent. Zero upfront costs. You just have to make the connection with the letting agent. Here's an email literally in 28th of October 2019. I was pretty fortunate. I got a deal within a month of starting, and that was because I just worked hard to find it. I just did everything that needed to be done. I went to networking events. I sent out so many cold emails. I visited letting agents as well and estate agents across the UK, which is where I was based. And eventually my first deal came. As you can see here, if you'd like to go ahead, then please let me know and we get things moving. I went ahead and this is what my first Airbnb looked like. This is when we actually got professional photos. When I first launched, I did not have professional photos and it was an absolute nightmare. But this property over 3 years profited me an average of 1.5K per month. You can see here it's still on our website. If I jump to our website, this is the property under management. And yeah, like I say, we made just over 1K. So it was about 1.1, 1.2K a month profit for the 3 years that we managed this property for. As you can see, super nice property. And it's on my website. You can go check it out if you want to see it. But honestly, closing the first deal was crazy because this is the moment, and even more so than this is the moment that I realized that you don't need to work a normal job. You can actually make money online and you can also make money remotely, and you can just actually make money by working for yourself rather than working for someone else. You're then now building your own dream. So when that first paycheck hit, of that £1,000 profit that we made off this particular property, as you can imagine, that's like a life-changing moment because it's not just the money in that moment, which obviously makes a big difference, but it's also the fact that it's proof that it works, and it's proof that you can actually make money not working for someone else. You can make money working for yourself where there's unlimited potential. So here's the easiest way to get started if you're a beginner. The first thing, you want to get educated. Like, this is one of the most important parts. You can save years of literally trial and error by learning directly from people who are already running profitable Airbnbs. Like I said in the video, my dad introduced me to someone who he was doing the accounts for, who helped me massively because I was young, and then I actually did eventually pay him to help me. I used the small amount of savings that I had to invest in mentorship with him, and then he basically took away all the trial and error. So I just shortcutted my way to proven systems, so I wasn't guessing anymore. And that's the beauty of having a mentor. You can get to where they got to so much faster than it took them to get there. So say it took me 5 years to get to 100 Airbnbs. Obviously, it was a side hustle for 3 years. And then there was 2 more years where I was actually full-time, or a year and a half when I was full-time to now. But the point is, if you get a mentor, you can get there so much faster. I've taken people from 0 properties to 75 properties literally within 12 months. And if you go onto my testimonials page, do B&B testimonials, you'll be able to see some of those people as well. The second step to getting started is you need to set goals. Decide what success looks like for you. Is it just replacing your 2K a month from your job, or is it managing 5+ students in the next year? Clear goals will just give you direction. Honestly, if you don't have goals, you don't know what you're trying to get to. And the point here is you don't have to get to 50K, 100K a month if you don't want to. The first thing you want to do is replace your income and prove you can make money online. But you've got to set those goals in place, because I always say to my mentees as well, my students, that if you set those goals of I want to travel, I want to have freedom, then you need to make sure you're building it remotely from the start. Then the last one, you just got to take action. You got to go out there, secure your first property through rent to rent or through Airbnb management or on your own. One good deal is enough to build momentum and then start changing your lifestyle. If we use an example, this property here is a property that I manage. You can see 53 Degrees Property, which is my company. You can go look up if you want. This property is in Surrey. It's a 6-bed house. It's a 5-bed house, sorry, it has 6 beds. It's a super nice house, and this does $20,000 of revenue last month of August, and we got paid 3.5K to manage this property. Just one property, we got paid 3.5K, which is more than most people make in a month. So it just proves all you need is one property to change your life. But the most important part is you actually need to take action, otherwise you can never get that first property. But to get that first property, you need to obviously find the deals, find the leads. How do you actually get your first property? Number one, current network. You need to use your current network. Leverage your friends, your family, and existing connections. Most people's first deal comes from people they already know, because you've already got the rapport, the trust is already built up. You'll be surprised how close your first deal is if you just utilize your current network. Then I would look at setting up referral systems or letting agents, which is what I did. Partner with letting agents, offer referral incentives. So any agents that have landlords struggling with voids or who need solutions fast, you can provide them with Airbnb management, or you can provide them on rent to rent. But Airbnb management requires 0 upfront cost, and that's the one I would recommend. So you can go to an agent, ask them, do they offer Airbnb management services? Yes or no? Do they have landlords that require Airbnb management, or reach out to them for Airbnb management? If it's a yes, then you can partner with that agent and they can send you deals. And like I said before, you charge an onboarding fee and you pass part of that onboarding fee onto the letting agent, so it costs you nothing. The third way is online marketing through Facebook ads. You can run simple Facebook ads targeting landlords in your area. Obviously, this requires a little bit of capital, but if you know how to do it right, one of my students, Matty, is requiring leads for literally as little as £6 per lead, and he's actually managed to get a 6-bed house under management for that. One of the tools you can use is OpenRent. This is a marketplace platform for landlords to post properties, and you can literally, if we're looking in Manchester, we can search on here, and then there's loads of properties we can look, and we can reach out directly to the landlord on here. The most important part in here, though, is you need to provide value. Don't just ask them, do they need some of the Airbnb management? Because they're looking for normal rent at the moment. So you need to try and get on a viewing with them, show them how much more money they can make by utilizing their properties in Airbnb over rental. And I would literally offer them just a free valuation or ask them have they ever looked into Airbnb, but don't start with that. First off, you need to build rapport. And then once you're in the conversation, you can say, have you ever looked into Airbnb as an option? And at that point, you can offer some free value in the form of an Airbnb valuation. Another good one, if you're in the US, Zillow. This is direct to landlord deals. So I go in here, if I'm looking in Miami, for example, I can search Miami and it'll pull up all the rental properties. Again, same situation. If these are looking for normal rentals, so you could do a rent to rent on these, but we're looking for Airbnb management specifically because there's no upfront costs. So what you want to do here is provide some free value. Ask them if they've ever looked into short-term rental, have they ever thought about it at all? And at that point, you can offer them a free Airbnb valuation. It's value exchange. If that sparks their interest, you just need to make sure they're going to make more money than if they were to make a normal rental. If they are, then I would reach out, and that's your way in, by providing that free bit of value via an Airbnb valuation. Next up, everyone misses out on Facebook Marketplace, but Facebook Marketplace does have a properties to rent section. You can do this all over the world. It'll pull up in every location. But example here, we're in Manchester, and you can see, again, loads of direct to landlord deals, direct to the property owner. Again, it's the same sort of pitch. We want to reach out to them, build rapport with them, try and look for listings that have been on for longer because them landlords are going to be more desperate. And you're just going to provide a free Airbnb valuation as like a lead magnet. I also put together a resource. This is a resource that we shared inside of my academy, but I'll show you a little bit about it now. So it's based on how to actually secure your first Airbnb listing. We'll quickly run through some of the main points. Like I said, start with your existing network. Tell everyone what you're doing. Friends and family, neighbors, old colleagues, people at the gym, etc. Literally everyone. And you'll be so surprised how close that first deal is. Networking events, super important. Like, they're really good. Again, getting your first deal is just about building rapport with a landlord. If you can build trust and rapport with someone, and that is how you sell to people at the end of the day. They like you, they've got to know you, and then you can offer them some sort of value. Next up, social media. We spoke about it, Facebook groups. Make your profile super clear of what you do. I manage properties for landlords on Airbnb. Local outreach and partnerships, we've been through that. Letting agents, you can also look at property sources, developers, or tradespeople. Build a simple online presence so you can, create your simple website, create your company logo, make it look like you're actually a company. If you're just reaching out as an individual, it's way harder to get leads. If you actually have a good online presence, then it's way better to get leads. And I've spoke about the referral system. That's super good as well. And then, this is just for our students only, but we actually give away deals in our community. Because of my brand, we get a lot of deals every single day. So we actually give deals away inside our community for free to all of our academy members so they can get started as fast as possible. So how do you actually do the outreach to the landlords? We've been through a little bit of it there, but direct contact, call and email landlords that you found on all these different websites, or agents with a clear pitch showing how you can help them. Again, it's about providing free value to someone. You need to provide them with a free Airbnb valuation, and you can compare it to what they would make on a normal rental, because you can make them more on Airbnb, and it's more hassle-free than a normal rental, and that's the most important part. Next up, we've got the follow-up system. So you need to stay consistent. You're not going to get your first deal by just emailing some one person cold. You need to email hundreds, if not thousands of people if you can do email. Calls the same, call all these letting agents, call the landlords. It's just about knocking on as many doors as possible. If you knock on as many doors as possible, one of them is going to open. Every single no is one step closer to yes. So follow-ups are super important. You want to be that guy or that girl that if they have a property they can't get rid of, they give it to you. And again, we touched on it there, but personalized value. So send each landlord tailored insights. So income projections, Airbnb valuations, examples of how you can improve their listing. You could do a quick Loom video of their listing to show them the improvements you would make personally. It's just free value. Because the landlord will think, if I'm getting this free value now, imagine what I would get if I pay this person. Here's another resource that's inside my academy, but we'll quickly run through it now so you can see some of the script examples. So the initial contact and rapport building. So again, you need to build trust with someone. This is a call within 5 to 15 minutes of an inquiry coming in, but you can use sort of the same thing. Hey, the landlord that's reached out, this is Dan from 53 Reach Property. Thank you for inquiring about Airbnb management. I want to personally reach out and learn more about your property to see how we can help. Is now a good time for a quick chat? They can then say yes, and then you can go into qualifying the lead. So what is the type of property, the current use and availability, the landlord's goals and motivation, the financial expectations, the decision-making process. Now, this is obviously when a lead comes to me, because I get a lot of leads coming to me, but you can use the same sort of framework when reaching out cold to a landlord. Most important part is building that rapport. The whole time, when you go to a networking event, for example, or you're talking to an agent, or you've actually got a landlord deal for an agent, this is the script you then want to follow, because you want to build rapport with them. What type of property is it? Where is it located? How long have you had the property? How many bedrooms, bathrooms? This is all information that you need so you can then provide them with the free value or the free Airbnb valuation. It's important to get what the landlord's goals are so you can know what they expect so you don't actually under deliver. But then you want to present the value proposition and handle objections. So if they're saying, I'm not sure if Airbnb will work in my area, you can hit them back with, we use market data to assess demand and have successfully managed property in various locations. Let me do a free income projection for your property and send it over. What I do with my students, because if you're starting with no property, they actually use me as credibility, because obviously they can say, I'm working with Dan, he's managed properties across the whole of the UK, for example, and now Dubai, and they can leverage my credibility to actually get their own deals as well. I'm concerned about damages of bad guests. We have strict guest screening, insurance protection, and professional cleaning teams. We go through this with all our students, but there's such a big criteria that you can go through via an online check-in system to make sure you actually never get damages or bad guests. And if you do, it's far and few between. I'm comparing different management companies. That makes sense, but what's most important to you in a management company? And let's see if we're the best fit. This positions you as someone who wants to help them. You're not just trying to sell to them the whole time. The way people get this wrong, they try and sell to landlords so hard on that initial opening. Whereas actually all you want to do is just be friendly with them, build rapport, build trust. And then all they're going to do is put their faith in you, because this is going to be your first deal. But people try and sell too much, have this very structured script. In reality, if you go to a network event or you do meet a landlord, you just want to say, what deals have you got on at the moment? They can reply to you with, got this property. What's the exit plan? What are the current tenants like? And then once you find their pain points, you can dig into those pain points and you can say, have you looked into Airbnb management? Yes, no, etc. And then you can take the conversation from there. But the outreach, direct contact, good follow-up system, and personalized value or free information or free values. Good ways to do that. Airbnb management valuation. So what would the property make as an Airbnb? Or a Loom video analyzing their listing and how that you would optimize it to make them more money. Because at the end of the day, landlords want to make more money. So how can you make them more money is what you want to try and answer. Once you've actually closed that first deal, how do I deliver a good service? The first thing is exceptional guest experience. Every guest gets hotel quality service, from fast responses to spotless stays, leading to 5-star reviews and repeat bookings. 5-star reviews are literally, and your reviews as a whole, are what this business will be built on. So they are, especially at the start, it is really critical that you make sure every single guest has a good experience. Do not cut corners. Make sure you're taught by someone who knows what they're doing, so you can actually make sure your guests have a good experience. If your guest has a bad experience, that listing's kind of just got shot straight off the bat. Like if you get a 1-star review, you have to remove that listing and start all over again. It's not impossible, but it's not good to keep reposting the same listing on Airbnb. Best thing you can do, set the property up correctly, set the systems up correctly, give the guest a great experience. So you can start with the 5-star reviews, because reviews will boost you massively at the start. You need to maximize landlord revenue. You do this through getting good reviews, so you get repeat bookings and you get pushed up on the algorithm on Airbnb. Use dynamic pricing software so the pricing is in line with the market or just above. It's positioned correctly for that property, which then leads to higher occupancy strategies and ensure the property generates the best possible monthly income. To maximize landlord revenue, there's kind of 3 main things you want to do. You want to optimize the listings on Airbnb, Booking.com, maximizing the visibility, etc. You're not just going to post it on Airbnb. You use dynamic pricing software so the pricing is aligned with the market or just above, so you're maximizing pricing and occupancy. And then again, you want to deliver that guest experience, that perfect guest stay, so that when they leave a 5-star review, repeat booking, and go from there. Follows pretty nice onto the last one. You need to use proven systems and processes. Learn from someone who has good systems, good processes in place. So cleaning schedules for guest check-ins, so nothing is missed. Systemize as much as possible, automate as much as possible. And that will just mean you can deliver consistently the whole time. And efficiency, and also you can deliver efficiently as well, and it will give the landlord peace of mind. So that is how you deliver a good service. Happy guests equal better reviews, higher occupancy, and more profit for the landlord. Most landlords are just looking for more money or less hassle. That's all you need to provide them with. So that is how you deliver a good service. A good service looks like more money and less hassle for the landlord. If all that sounds super confusing, then I do have an offer for you. It's a done with you offer. We have Start B&B. This is for beginners who are looking to get started in Airbnb and go from 0 to 10K a month within 6 months. And that is with Airbnb management specifically, which requires no upfront capital. We also have Scale B&B, which is for anyone already in the Airbnb space doing 15 to 30K a month and they want to scale to 100K a month. So what does the Start B&B offer actually include? We take you from 0 to 10K a month within 6 months. And if you don't hit 10K a month within the first 6 months, we will continue to support you until you do. You'll get 6-month membership to a Start B&B community, which is a community of 5 and 6 figure operators who have already gone through the program. You'll get templates, scripts, and checklists, an AI assistant 24/7, weekly group coaching, and a one-to-one mentor group support chat with myself as well. You get 6 months full support until you reach 10K a month. The Scale B&B offer is for those that are already in Airbnb space doing 15 to 30K a month, roughly with 5 to 10 properties. What's included? 6 months one-to-one mentorship with myself and 2 other mentors. So it's actually 1 to 3 mentorship. Done with you, done for you back-end build, full business audit and growth plan, lifetime Scale B&B program access, private network access, and we'll help you build your own Airbnb info product off the back of it if you want to. The guarantee, if we don't hit 100K a month in the first 6 months, we will work with you until you do. If you're interested in either of those, DM me on Instagram, daniel.budden. The link is in the bio. This is our community wins channel inside the community. And this is Helen. This is a new property she's just taken on. And she's already got a booking for 2 months, which is going to profit her 5.3K per month profit. Can you imagine making 5.3K off one property? Helen's absolutely smashing it. She's making over 30K a month profit now, which is just insane. And she's actually just joined the Scale program. She started in Start B&B and she's joined Scale now. Another record month for Adam and Callum, doing 33K gross revenue. Ollie generating 3.5K month in damage waivers. We've got Julie, who did another record month where she's done 64K gross revenue. We've got Elizabeth, who got a direct booking straight in as soon as she launched her first property, £1,500 for 15 nights, incredible work. We have an incredible success rate because we will work with you until you hit 10K a month. If you want to look at any of testimonials that I have, go to Do B&B Testimonials and watch these videos. These are all students of the Start B&B and how far they've come. We have Fabian, who's currently making 15K a month profit. We've got James, who's doing 40K per month in gross revenue. We've got Tom and Freddie, who are uni dropout and ex-apprentice, now doing 90K a month. We've got Luca, who I helped scale from around 30K a month up to 100K a month. And now we've also got Rory and we've got Charlie. So get yourself in there, have a look at all those. And like I say, if you want some more evidence that we are who we say that we are legit, you can go to our Trustpilot, Do B&B. If you want to see the link, then let me know. And you can see all of the reviews of people who have joined the academy and succeeded in there. So how did I actually scale and how many units do I actually manage now? If we just pull up my calendar, I'll have to blur out all of the, sorry about the blurred calendar, that's where just all the names are, etc. Currently have live on Airbnb at 109 listings. Since starting, I've probably managed over 140 listings, but we do give some listings back that don't perform as well. All the landlords aren't people we want to work with. When you get to a certain scale, you can give properties back because you want to work with the best landlords that make you the most money. Currently got 109. I can literally refresh this for you so you know I'm being legit. 109 listings live on Airbnb right now. And if we go to my Google Data Studio, which is basically where we have a revenue, as you can see, last month, click apply. I'll just go last, we can do last year. If you want to see last year, click apply. We did $2.9 million worth of bookings last year. There we go. And you can also see, this is after Airbnb fees as well. So that's actually net revenue. And last month, if I pull up as well, we did over 500K bookings as well, which is absolutely insane. The crazy thing about this number right here, this is net revenue. So we actually gross revenue well more than that as well. But I started with 5K in my savings, and now we're doing this per month. It's literally incredible. And with Airbnb management, you can literally start with as little as $0 as long as you have the right people helping you and structure deals the right way. In terms of current growth as well, like you can see, this is a screenshot I did today, and you can see all the bookings in there. I just showed you the live dashboard. In terms of growth, the last video I put out had 106 listings, so currently got 3 more listings than last time. We're currently taking on about 3 to 4. The aim is around 3 to 4 listings a week at the moment. Sometimes slower, sometimes faster. Obviously, sometimes we give some properties back. The aim for me is to hit 350 listings, which would be about $1 million a month in gross revenue, which would be absolutely insane. The aim is to hit that within the next 6 months. But I'm doing it through acquisition of different smaller companies. And also, the current lead for that I get means we should be able to take on that out. But I don't do anything on a day-to-day basis in this business. It literally runs itself, it scales itself, and I can do it from anywhere in the world if I do want to do anything. But how did I actually get to this level? How did I scale? I scaled through systems and processes. The first thing you need to do is systemize. You need to systemize what you have. You need to make sure you've got the correct systems in place. Otherwise, it will all fall apart. This is from the moment that first guest reaches out to book with you, from the moment they check in, the moment they check out, the moment they get remarketed to, so they get book again. You need to outsource and hire early. People hold on to tasks for way too long, and this is in life and business. You need to outsource early so that you can focus on the growth aspect of it. And you need to build a proper sales funnel. No one has a proper sales funnel that generates lead on a consistent basis. The last thing to outsource is acquisitions. So once you've systemized the business, so all the day-to-day operations work well, and you have maybe an ops manager you have an ops manager who's managing all the day-to-day stuff. You have guest services team managing the guests, etc. So you've already outsourced the guest services, you've already outsourced the ops manager. Then the only thing you've got outsourced lastly is the acquisitions manager. I have an acquisitions manager, but you need to build a sales funnel that feeds that acquisition manager leads. Otherwise, it's not going to scale. The real reason that I scaled so fast though was utilizing Facebook ads. No one in the property space is using Facebook ads like I am, and it is so cheap to acquire good property leads. Our cost per qualified lead, which makes us about 1,000 or like 1K a month in profit, is less than £200. Imagine getting a lead that costs you less than £200 that makes you £1,000 a month. So I'm paying less than £200 for a lead to make me 12K this year. All you have to do is utilize Facebook ads. And once you have that cost per qualified lead, you can scale this as much as you want. The way I've managed to get so many deals into my pipeline is through systemizing early, outsourcing early, and then building a proper sales funnel. That sales funnel for us looks like a really good website with SEO. It looks like Facebook ads done properly with the correct retargeting, the correct ads out front, and it looks like a good team to handle all those inquiries. And then it's just a case of qualifying, onboarding, sign the contracts, going again. We've actually set up a staging company as well. So not only do we make money when we sign them on, we also offer our staging services and make additional upsells. I hope this video has been useful. And if it has, then please subscribe by clicking the button below, and I'll see you in the next one.